Welcome back to another Smash Thumb. Now, I know that you just got done seeing not long ago the reverse osmosis from A.O. Smith. Well, they must be a glutton for punishment. I got some updates for that later on in the video. And one of their new to me, deals. A clean water main faucet. So I'm going to go ahead and unpack it and show you everything that goes with it. And show you how to install it after this. This is their setup. Single stage filter. Oops. Instructions. And this right here is how long it actually is. You got to take a look at this. This is for top mount, middle mount, and bottom mount. This is the manifold to tie everything together. Now I'm going to be mounting this on the bottom of my cabinet because with everything else I got in there, space is kind of scarce. I want to check it out. And this will come in handy. I hope. I think. Yeah, sure, why not? Manifold top. Brackets. Upper and lower. Now here's what's cool about the brackets. I already tried taking a look how they fit. Snap on. And well, no, that one doesn't hold. And one of these holds very well. There we go. It's only half moon style. And I got to figure out which one is the top and which one is the bottom. Because if they're supposed to be identical, then somewhere is messing up. And I don't think that's the way it's supposed to look. We're going to check on everything else. Great concept, maybe not great execution. Fittings, hoses, everything you need. It does come with, I'll show you a little later also, it does come with the diverter. So you're going to put this on your water coming out. This is going to be your outlet. This is going to be your inlet. So there is a diverter in there. I want to check it out just a little bit. Hose. Mounting screws. Now, if you're going to be screwing into sheetrock or something in the back wall, you might want to use anchors. Since I'm going to be going into 3/4 inch plywood on the bottom of my cabinet, I'm just going to use the screws. And instructions. This is the gateway to DIY water faucets. So they tell me. But we're going to take a look at it and see if it's good or junk. Now, before we begin this expedition, I'm going to shut off the water. Stay. Good. Now, if you can see it, right back here is the fourth filter or remineralizer. Now, the taste is okay, but I'd rather have regular water. So I'm going to do everything I can without cutting anything to disconnect this hose and that hose and run this hose into the top of the manifold and essentially get rid of this filter because it's making everything taste kind of funky. Now that I've got this done and it went right back there where the filter, where the holder is. This only lasts about 6 months, and it seems to be only A.O. Smith specific. If you do detach it after you installed it, have a big bucket. This is all the water that came out of there. So I would definitely tell you to make sure. You can see the splash marks there. Oh, here, a little there. I wiped it up. But this is drinkable water. Might give it to my dogs. But I have it now just done straight up to the faucet, and we're going to put the other filter right along the back right there, underneath the hot water line that goes to my dishwasher. And we're going to make sure that it fits all within there. Now, here's a note. From the T down to the filter, or wherever you mount it, needs to be closer than 3 feet. That's all the room they give you. So we're going to check all this stuff out, and we're going to have I'm going to have some fun trying to figure it out. And I'll take you along just to make sure, now that our stuff's not tasting funky anymore. Oh crap, that means I'm going to have to listen to this thing drip in my drain because I just emptied it. Oh man, this is the only thing wrong with it. I'm going to think about removing this, but first, before I do, I want to buy a new section right here. That's a drill. That's a hole. Excuse me, that's a drilled hole. I'm not going to duct tape it up. I'm not going to do anything like that. I want to replace this whole piece right here, just so I don't have to listen to that drip, 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 drip. Maybe we'll catch it on startup when I show you everything else. So this is where I'm thinking about having it live. I'm going to decide on everything here shortly, but what I did do was poke holes in the middle just to be able to use a Sharpie to locate everything. Now I'm going to double check the directions to make sure that PN1 and PN3 right there go to the corresponding, oh there we go, PN3 go to the corresponding holders. Now this is where the head will sit. I'm trying to make sure that I can access it easily. So once I get that done, I'll come back and show you guys how I mounted them, alright? So after checking the instruction manual and finding out that on the back of these, they do have a part number PN3, PN2. I took a 1/8 drill bit and pre-drilled my holes for the screws, just to make it a little easier on me. I've got a handy dandy screwdriver, a bag of screws, mounting pieces, oh, and the manifold. Ooh, the most satisfying part. Chinese plastic. Truthfully, I don't care. That's going to made to standards any which way. We hope. So one side's going to be an inlet and one side's going to be an outlet. Alright, so it doesn't look that bad. Seems pretty good construction. And of course, this is where the filter is going to go on. You're going to put it on and stick it in and turn it. So I don't know if these turn with it or not. I'm not going to try and mess it up, but we're about to see. So let me go ahead and mount these right about here. me bring it closer so you can see this. All right. Whew. So, manifold and 2 holders right there. Now, I did switch from using screwdriver to a drill. Let me tell you, with my plumbing, which might be done in a few years, hopefully, this was no easy task. You want the extension on if you can to be able to clear the brackets and the manifold head and everything. Or you're going to be double checking all the tightness with this. So this made it a lot better and easier, faster. Whew. But the cramped spaces are a pain in the butt. I don't see how plumbers do this. I really don't. My elbows were getting sore just doing that little bit. So if you do have anything to protect your elbows, I would definitely do that. Just a tip. So I'm going to go ahead and put you back on the stand and open up the filter and start plugging this thing in, all right? One thing I forgot, how to hook everything up. So, if you got one, let's use them. It says use a crescent wrench. But this one might be a little too crappy. Anything else, you can always use slip joint pliers. Got the water off, I believe. Snugged up. I hope I'm turning the right way. If I am, we're going to find out. And, ooh, I'm going to have to tighten this up again. Alright, so note to self. Tighten this crap up. Pull out the fittings. Oh, come on, get out the bag. There we go. So now I got a fitting on top of a fitting. Let's see if this works, because it says you want to curly cue it. Maybe not. Glad I got the bowl there. Always have something to catch the water. I've learned that the hard way through a couple years. Oof. So, you know what I don't see on here? Might not need it. I don't see any Teflon tape. Maybe number 1. All right. Let's give this a shot. And since I already have something going this way, keep everything slightly simple, I'm going to have it go the other way. If it lets me. While I'm here, I'm going to just snug up that piece that was loose a minute ago. There we go. All right. Let's see if I can. I can't curly cue it, won't let me. But I can try. I can't see. Come on now. Alright, there we go. You know what? Forget you. Go with the slip joints. Now I got the hose fighting me. Alright. I have to use both. Crud. Okay, so that's not helping. If you see a mistake I'm doing, don't do it. Now I want to try and go down below. See if, oh, come on. Give these a shot. So one's at the bottom is the outlet and the top's the inlet. Give this a shot. And since this is PEX tubing, don't want to try and do a sharp angle. Don't. Stretch out as much as you can by hand. Because if you do a sharp angle, it'll freaking bend right there. So what I'm going to do is try and find... Oh, crud. Alright, this is one thing that I'll tell you in the instructions. Make sure you have these pieces in before. Ah. Mistake one. Didn't install these ears. Ah. Looks like a robot now. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and try and put this back together. What am I doing? Being stupid. And I'm bringing y'all along for the trip. Let me double check. Now let me pause this real quick, I'll be right back. Before I even set the manifold in, let's pop the filter. So now I know where to line everything up to. It's a big ass filter. Now these filters only last about 6 months for 2 to 4 people using them. Yeah, you can't wait. Now take a look at how much these new ones are. You just pop off or twist. Come on, man. Pop it off. So apparently it can only go one way. Let's take a look which way it is. Alright, so you want it triangle down, 2 holes on the bottom. Yeah, I'm making a big fool of myself by doing it this way, but hey. And twist. Locks on. And locks in. Now that I got it there like that, I want to install these other 2 top screws real quick. Then everything's in line. Yay, beating up my drill. That's what it's there for, right? And comes apart fairly easy. There. Now let me see if I can't remember this. 2 nipples on the bottom. And twist. There we go. So, I did what it said it's supposed to do, and I want to show you some other stuff. But the far one to the wall, well, I hope it's to my wall, will be double check. I got this nice little graph right here. Alright, so, told you. The top is the inlet. It goes to the right side, which is that side. And this would be, no, excuse me. Here, you got a color code and I still screwed it up. The top is the outlet, the bottom's the inlet. If you're looking at it, the right side's the outlet and the left side is the inlet. So let me go ahead and plug these things in. There we go. And you want to make sure you're really jamming them in there. Who hasn't heard that one before? Jam it in there! Jam it! Yeah. Well, you want to make sure they're in there good. Now, if you do cut these, you want to make sure they are square. You want to make sure that this is as flat as possible. So, I'm going to do the same thing to this one I did to that one. Although I think this one might turn out a little better. They do seem to be 2 different lengths on the hoses. Long one apparently usually goes to the outlet. The short one goes to the inlet. So, I'm going to go ahead and feed this down below. Jam this one in there. Jam it in there. There we go. Make sure both of them are good to go. Dare I do it? Yeah, what the hell. Okay, so this filled up. And now I can show you the sounds. Listen, let's see if you can hear it. That's the sound of the reverse osmosis filter. Sorry, I know it's a drain. Let's take a look at this. Don't need that anymore. Don't need this stuff anymore. Alright, so this is PN2 and that one is PN3. Watch this. Doesn't lock it in like I thought. So let's go up top. Flow rate's not that bad. So we're going to check this out. So not only under the sink do I have a single stage filter for my main faucet, I also have a 3-stage filter now for drinking water. So one of these is going to go, if not both of them. The one thing I don't like, and I don't ever suggest doing it, see how my stuff is stacked? I've got one of them going to the reverse osmosis, which is in the brass fitting. Then I've got the other top piece going down to the, wait, what in the world? Do I see something I don't like? I wanted to take a look at that. Keep an eye on that. We're going down to the filter there. So it's basically adapter upon adapter, and you can see how it's bending that pipe. I'm going to see how long it lasts. I'm going to take a look at it real quick. Oh man. I'm going to give these a fair shot. I'm not going to say they're good or bad until I find out. And then I will definitely let you guys know. So see you up top. So I've got the reverse osmosis and the new filtered water out of my tap in the sun. And I'm guessing this is, there we go. I'm guessing this is just leftover minerals in the line. And this right here, besides my nasty fingerprints on a clean glass, is out of the main faucet. I can tell you this single stage tastes better than the reverse osmosis because mainly it is a different style. But I do miss my well water taste, and that's what this takes away. I'm still letting my reverse osmosis build up. But in general, I would say if you're looking for a good filter without costing a lot and working pretty easily, I would definitely get the single stage A.O. Smith. I'm going to check it out for a couple more months and then decide which one I want to keep, which one I want to get rid of, or say goodbye to both. Because let's face it, right now, they're taking up a lot of real estate. And yeah. Okay, you just found my first complaint with this. It's not sealing that well. It's leaking out the bottom, as you can see. And I want to see if I can't trace it up. So it's leaking here. Seems to be up from the fitting. All right. Let me see if I can't jam that in a little bit better. Let me get back to you. Okay, so I have fixed, I believe, leak. Now, I never did understand some of these. Push in, and you really want to make sure they're square. I'm finding this out. Cleaned up the spill that it made and checking it out. Now, the one thing I did notice after, and if you have a leak or anything with this, make sure turn the water off and run the cold water. It's only on attached to the cold water line, and it will spit out all its juice, and then you can go to town. So we're gonna take a look. So right now, got it on cold, and it's okay. It's very, very aerated. It still does all the functions it is supposed to. Doesn't seem to be as strong and powerful. So we're gonna, like I said, I want to let this go for a few months and decide what I want to do. So we installed the clean water filter. I took off the stage 4 remineralizer. And truthfully, there's not much of a flavor change. It's just the taste. I'm not liking this. We've checked out the looks of the water when it comes out. Doesn't look too bad. Now, this right here is a 1.8 gallon flow rate. And I think it's been cut down to 1.5. I don't like that. I like my flow rate. I don't care about anything else. The one thing I will say is if you want to use or need to use the plastic anchors, you're going to have to drill a, 7/30 seconds. As I pointed out in my last video, I don't know of any spot that has 7/30 seconds. But what I did use, if I needed to, was the 5/30 second. If you don't need to use the plastic anchor screws like I did, or plastic anchors, I just used a 1/8 drill bit for the screws to go through nice and easy. With all that, do I think it's worth it? I could see the benefits. This is going to make my faucet at this end a lot better. The food's going to come out if we have anything to add water to. Macaroni and cheese. Macaroni and cheese. Yeah, macaroni and cheese might turn out a little bit better. But if what you have working for you works, unless you got gobbledygook coming through it, I'd leave it alone. The cost of this is about the same price as just getting a filter by itself. Give or take 10 to 15 bucks. I would definitely take a look at what the cost of buying this, what the cost of changing out in 6 months is. This, like I said, is 70 to 80 bucks, and the filters maybe 50 to 60 bucks. Take a look at it, because that might be your determining factor. So far, I'm satisfied. But just like before, stay tuned for more of this right here. It's not only my say-so for installing it, uninstalling it, because truthfully, this system on top of a system, I'm not too keen on. But, hey, for clarity of water, this filter did better than my reverse osmosis. And for being how compact it is, and you can mount it at least no more than 3 feet away, I'm leaning towards that one. But you let me know what you think. Go down in the comments, check it out. Go down in the comments and say something. But I'm signing off. Gunther, thank you very much.